Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this particular time. You're welcome. My name is D-GreatSam, and I'm your peak performance life coach. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do so. Our YouTube channel, and that's our YouTube channel. You can just subscribe. Is that okay? Beautiful. At this juncture, we'll be talking about the school of purpose. Yesterday, we had a class on part 1 about that. So if you've not listened to it, I will advise you can go to the video. Yes, yesterday's video. This morning it was uploaded, and then you can download. And if you want to download and listen to it over and over, it will help you, because when you do so, it begins to get clearer. Information start getting clearer to you. You understand me? So it's important you follow through that training. All right, beautiful. Tonight we're going to be going straight to the part 2 of the class on purpose. Part 2 on the class on purpose. Are you following me? Beautiful. All right, here we go. Speaking about this entire thing about purpose, it's good to understand the journey to self-discovery. I told you that it's a journey, right? And I mentioned 3 important bus stops that need to be considered, right? I did mention that number 1 is your personality, the knowledge of your person. And then number 2 is your talent and understanding your talent. And then number 3 is the purpose itself. And tonight I'm going to explain the first 2, and then tomorrow we'll go into the issue of purpose. Like I said, this is not just a mere kind of a teaching. It's important because many persons living on earth today are living completely out of purpose. I can tell you that many individuals you see today are living completely out. Do you get what I'm saying? Many persons are living completely out of purpose. They are just there, but not fulfilled. Many persons, many persons living out there are completely out of purpose. Are we together? Are we together? So give me a feedback if you know you can hear me wherever you are. Give me a feedback. I need to see that if you're with me, and can you hear me? Is the sound okay? Is everything okay? Is the audio very okay? Hope there is no form of holdback. Just loud and clear. Beautiful. All right then. Many individuals today living on earth, I can assure you, I can tell you the truth, are completely living out of purpose. A young man called me today, and he called me yesterday. He actually called me some time ago, and what he said to me was very funny. He called me some time ago that he had some money with him and he wants to invest into a business. So I should suggest the kind of business he would do. I don't know if you understand me. That I should suggest the kind of business he would do. It looked wonderful. And one of these days, when he called me, I told him to see me. I have a training on a Saturday. He should come for the training, free training. And then he came around and it was like, okay, I'm the one, sir. I called you for the thing. I have about $1 million or so, and I want to know what you invest in. So I was just looking at him. I was like, excuse me, sir, go inside and sit down and for the meeting. I have a training now. You can join the training. He said, I'm very busy. I cannot join the training. I said, then have a nice day. He left. Yesterday, he called me again and we spoke. He said, okay, can he come around to see me? I told him, Oga, except, you know what I told him? I said, young man, are you trying to set me up or what? I don't know you. We don't have a relationship. And then you are asking me to tell you a business you want to do just on the phone. This is money you're talking about. Well, what's the meaning of that, sir? If you want to talk about business, you've got to book a session and let's talk. You know, we had a meeting scheduled tonight by 7 p.m. Guess what? Your guess is right. He did not come. He called me. It's late. I'm sorry, sir. I just looked at him. Guess what? My mind is made up. I can't work with such a person. I can't even, because tomorrow you will tell him, I put the money here, and something happens. You will pay. Such a person will frustrate. They don't have time now, but they will have time when this comes to frustrate you. So you see, many persons are just living life totally confused, completely, totally confused. So it's important to know yourself. Socrates made a very famous speech which says, "Man, know thyself." Man, know thyself. Okay, so we're looking at the journey to self here carries three things. Number one, personality. Number two, talent. And then number three is purpose. Are we together? Beautiful. So that is the journey to self, how it operates. Now let's look at the first one there. We're looking at the first aspect of it is personality. And under personality, there are three things we are going to be considering. One of which is temperament. Temperament. Are we good? Let's move now. Let's talk about temperament. How many of you actually even did research on this temperament to know which of the temperaments you fall into? I was thinking about it. I said, okay, I just have to do some brush up on this area. Now we have 4 temperaments. We have the sanguine, the phlegmatic, melancholic, and choleric. Now let me also put it to you that the phlegmatic is not a weak character, as some of us have been forced to believe, because most times when these temperaments are being listed, phlegmatic is usually the last one. And so people end up seeing it as weak and stuff. No. Now, before now, the temperaments used to be into 2. We had the introverts. Are you getting it? And then you had the extroverts. That means introverts, those who are quiet, and the extroverts, those who are very loud, social kind of individuals. You understand me? So if you look at this chart, you can see by the top left, by the right hand side, by my own right hand side, you have the introvert, and then you have the extrovert and the arrow, and then you have the stable, and then you have the unstable. That is just a summarized category of this temperament. Now look at the first one, sanguines. Sanguines are very, very social. You understand me? Outgoing kind of a persons, and talkative, responsive, easygoing, lively, carefree, and they could lead. They may have some leadership qualities also. Look at it there. Then you have the phlegmatics, are usually calm, even tempered, reliable, controlled, peaceful, thoughtful, careful, and passive. They are not always in the loud aspect. Then we have the melancholic. Listen, quiet, unsociable, they are reserved, pessimistic. They can doubt a lot. They can question and doubt things. They are sober, sometimes withdrawn. They are rigid, difficult to convince, as well as anxious, and sometimes they can be very moody. And that is why they say when a melancholic gets angry, the anger stays longer with them. Then you have the choleric. They are active, always optimistic, impulsive, changeable, excitable, aggressive, restless, touchy. These people are very, very creative, and stuff like that. Now, these are the temperaments. Now, I need you to look by the end of this class, you have to go and do your research. That's why this video will be uploaded for you tomorrow, and then you can actually get to this chart and then know which of this temperament is yours. Which of this temperament do you think you are? If you're listening to me right now, I'd like you to write it. Just write one of them or the 2. Which of them do you think? Just list 2 that you think that is more applicable to yourself. Just list 2 for me quickly. Is it, are you a sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic, or choleric? Let's take this class very much serious. So if you're listening to me, even on the YouTube right now, drop in on the comment section. Tell me, and I'd like to know about it. Tell me about it. Are you a sanguine? Are you a phlegmatic? Are you melancholic, or are you choleric? Which of them do you have more? Are you a sanguine and a phlegmatic at the same time? Or are you a sanguine or a melancholic, or a sanguine and a choleric, or a phlegmatic and a sanguine? Which of them do you think? Write the first one, the one that you feel is higher. With just a short word, SAN, san for sanguine, PHL for phlegmatic, melancholic for MEL for melancholic, and CHL for choleric. Are we good? So just write it out for me quickly. Drop it in the comment section. Is somebody doing that? If somebody doing that, I'll be glad if somebody is doing just that. So that's what we're talking about. Okay, Aisha says, Gusapel says 60% melancholic and phlegmatic. That is a male phleg. And Aisha says a cold fell. And okay, welcome Natalia. Good to have you on board. We are having a class right this juncture. So tell me, which of these temperaments do you belong to? Someone says male cold, melancholic, and choleric, and stuff like that. So, okay, beautiful, beautiful. That means we are following. Drop it on the YouTube comment section over there, and then we can progress. Beautiful. Now, I need you to understand that these temperaments usually are more or less behavioral patterns, how you behave towards the environment. When we talk about the environment, we're talking about more to people. Do you understand me? Beautiful. Let's move to the next slide. All right. Personality in terms of intelligence type. Now, when we talk about intelligence has to do with how a person usually solves problems. So let's look at the intelligent type. Howard Gardner's psychologist actually proposed about 9 forms of intelligence. I did mention that yesterday to us, but let's look at the charts. And this is the chart. You have the naturalistic, that is understanding living things and the nature. Musical, able to understand sound, designing sound, pitch. They could play instrument, that is, they are musically inclined. Then you have your logical, mathematical, that is people who are very good at quantifying things, making hypotheses, numbers, smart. They like numbers. They try to understand things based on numbers. And then you have the existential persons. These are people who talking about more questions about why are you living? Why are you, why? They ask a lot of questions that seems to be borders along the ambient of philosophy and religion. Do you understand me? They ask a lot of questions. Then you have the interpersonal intelligence. That is, this group of individuals have a way of understanding others. They understand people. They have this way of understanding someone, however they are feeling, and the rest of them. Then you have the kinesthetic, that is bodily intelligence. This group of individuals are given to sports. They are more drawn to sporting activities. They're naturally sports kind of persons. Do you understand me? Then you have the linguistic or the analytical skills. These are persons that have very good ways of expressing themselves with the use of words or language. Sorry about that. So, and then you have the intrapersonal intelligence, and then intrapersonal intelligence has to do with understanding yourself, you as an individual. Someone will be like, excuse me, how could this count? Of course it counts, because many persons don't fully understand themselves. I tell you the truth. And that's why you go for tests. But those who are given to this thing, they understand their body system. They know that whenever my body changes, slight change, they know what it means. They have this way of understanding their own kind of person. They understand their own kind of rudiment. They understand these things. Then you have the spatial intelligence. These are people that are given to the 3D world. They are more or less people into construction, artistry, artwork, and all the rest of them and the kind. So this particular picture that you are seeing is a picture developed by Mark Vital. So you need to mention that for that is that's job. It was a very precise summary about 9 forms of intelligence. So beautiful. Now looking at this entire chart, I wish I could post it to us, but you can download this video sometime tomorrow morning when this video will be uploaded. So you can do that. Those of you on YouTube watching us right now, of course, also listen, drop to me and tell me which of these forms of intelligence do you think you are operating with? Which of these forms of intelligence do you think you are operating with? Can you do that quickly? Those of you listening to me right now, I'd like you to give me a feedback on that note right now. Which of these forms of intelligence do you think you are operating? Can I get maybe 2-3 answers? Those of you on YouTube, drop it quickly and let's see. Let's flow ahead about that. Which of these do you think you are good? For me, I'm very okay with you see this natural intelligence. I'm good with that. This natural intelligence suggests a lot of persons that are going to be into agriculture and stuff like that, and I'm very much into existential. As a little child, I asked a lot of questions, and my son is taking cue to that. And I'm very good with psychology. That means understanding people. I understand people very well. You understand me? I understand people, and I'm also artistically given. I draw, and then when it comes to music, I have good sounds for music. I write songs, so that means you can actually be more. You can be more, so many of them. And of course, interpersonal intelligence, ability to understand the certain patterns and stuff. So it's not necessarily that one can be one. I know some of you might be having a question like, can somebody be all of them? That's going to be, it's possible, yeah, it's possible, but it's going to be a little bit tough, to operate everything, And now we're talking about intelligence here, So can I see your comments? Let me see if I have some comments. And those of you who are listening to me right now on the YouTube, I'm happy to have you. So kindly share your comments. We'll respond to that. Someone says I'm logical, interpersonal, naturalistic, yes, interpersonal. I should say natural, linguistic, interpersonal, existential. Now, some of you might be wondering, what's the purpose, what's the aim of this whole thing? That's why you should not miss the class tomorrow. Those of you on YouTube, make sure you watch the next video that will be coming. That's where we're going to marry everything together. Are we good? Let's move to the next slide. Boom. Let's move. Metacognitive type. Good. Metacognitive type. Cognition has to do with understanding. Metacognition, how do you understand things? You know, how you interpret the world around you, how you think, and how you solve problems around you. Are we good? Now, speaking about this word, I'm going to mention number one, we have the type A. These are listening to type A. I wish somebody can write it down in the comment section quickly and summarize it for people. Now, type A are these persons who wants to solve a problem themselves. That means a problem becomes, they like to solve it themselves. They don't usually ask for help. They are solo driven. Just me doing my thing myself. The type B are those who, when they see a problem, they want to engage people to help them. They want to engage partners. Come, let us mark his word. Let us do it together. Let's do it together. Let's go and read together. Let's solve this mathematical problem together. Let's do this thing together. They like to do something with partners. They are very good team players. Now, type C are the bourgeois. They like to pay people to do the job for them, even if it is something they can do, but they like to pay people to do it. And you may have noticed it somehow in your primary, secondary school. Somebody may call it a little form of laziness. Yeah, it could be, but all these things have advantages and disadvantages. I will get back to that. You see some persons even pay people to copy notes for them or promise something for another person. You know, type C are called the bourgeois. They like to pay to solve a problem. Then they last the type D. Now, the type D are those who sees problem and they just ignore. They don't bother making move towards it. It's not a big person who would die. You know, that kind of a person. They are so relaxed, so they don't take it serious. Now, listen, this is the dice here. We all operate type A, type B, type C, type D differently at different times. There are things you need to do for yourself. You can't ask someone to get your wife pregnant for you, you know. And type B, of course, there are things you need to do with people, but there are times there are certain things you also need to do alone. Then type C, that of course there are things you pay people. You can cut your hair, but you pay someone to do that. Then type D, there are certain problems in life you just have to keep quiet and let go so that you don't die of thinking, you know. Now, but the issue is that in as much as it is true in that form, we are basically operational in one. One of these things is a major thing for you. One of these things is a major thing for you. There is one of it that is like, is the normal thing. It takes higher. That means the percentage in terms of which you manifest any of this, and one of them is higher. So quickly go to the comment section and drop me. Are you a type A, type C, type B, type C, or type D? If you listen to me on your YouTube right now, I'd like you to drop a comment and tell me which of these metacognitive type that you operate in. Type A, type B, type C, type D. Those of you watching live on Telegram, I'd like you to do that quickly for me right now and tell me. Oh, right, beautiful. Aisha, that was a nice summary. That was a nice summary. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I'm enjoying this teaching. You know, and something so much encouraging is when you know you are giving your best and then you see people appreciating your best. It's the biggest joy you can ever have, you know. You understand me? Okay, someone says this is type A. Okay, John says it's a type B. Guzapel is a type A, B, C. Now I love that, but Guzapel, you need to look into it. I don't leave jobs unfinished. Beautiful, I love that. But there is one that is very dominant if you look at it very well. And sometimes, let me tell you something. I think we'll let her get into that. A part of understanding yourself, I think that was one of the things I omitted in this slide. One part of understanding yourself is people. Your people around you, your friends around you. If you look at them, they know you in a way. Sometimes what you think you are is not what you really are. It's what you wish you want to be. Yeah, you understand? Sometimes what we wish to be is what we project as what we are. So sometimes you need people to tell you about yourself at some point. They might be true, but if you meet with 10 persons, and these 10 persons, 6 to 7 out of the 10 persons are consistent with one particular thing. Guys, not lie. And they did not plan it now. So you need to look into that. Are we good? I'm making progress right now. I love this progress we're making. Come on, open up that curtain. Swipe it out for me. Beautiful. I love that slide. That slide gives me a lot of joy, you know. All right, let's move into the next journey to self-discovery, which is talent. 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 Now, there is this parable in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, 14 to 30, that Jesus Christ talked about the parable of the talents, that the man gave his servants talent, 5 talents, 2 talents, and 1 talent. One multiplied his talent and the rest of them. Now, that talent, as I then, was a means for measurement, for value. Just like you say, $5,000, 6,000 pounds, 10,000 yen, you know, and all the stuff like that. So that's what it is. Talent was a means for measurement of money. It was like the SI unit for money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Beautiful. So that's what talent is. Are we beautiful? Are we good? I say, all right. Now, having said that, now let's look into this now. Some basic facts about talent. Basic facts about talent. Now, number one, how do I know my talent? Now, listen, when your talent is unknown, it's a potential. Sorry, when your talent is not being trained, it's not being used, it's just but a potential. A dormant talent is no talent, it's just a potential. Now, a potential simply means it has the ability to become, but it hasn't become. It's just a mere wish, I may say. So now, how do I know my talent? Now, talents are natural endowments. You don't struggle for it. Number one is, what do you do without stress? What are the things you do without stress? See, friends and folks, if you take this teaching very serious, both in terms of your relationship, both in terms of your business, it will be very specific. You will know what you are stressing yourself for. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, guys. You see people jumping, today this one work, you know, work, tomorrow this one work, you jump from this place to this type of work, and you keep running along like an animal looking for survival. No. If you understand yourself, your purpose in this world, you just stay put with it. Yes, I'm not the type of person that's going to tell you abracadabra, it will just work. No, you will go through the pains and the failures, but because you know this is my own line, I will stay and it will work. What do you do without stress? That's the question. What do you do without stress? These are ways you understand your talent. Now, what you love to do. Talent is something you love doing it. You enjoy it. When you do it, it's like you feel alive. You understand me? Now the question, next one is what you do efficiently. You do it effectively. Now, efficiently simply means you do it well and in time. You do it well and in time. Do you understand what efficiently actually implies here? You do it well and in time. That means, you know, if it's something, you do it so fast, you do it well and in time. You don't do it and it's now becoming late for you. You understand me? Beautiful. Now let's move to the next one. What you do exceptionally. That means if this task is given to 20 other persons, you're going to stand out in it. It always stands you out. Because talent is more like the enablement the Creator, God, has given to you to excel on earth. Your talent is your skill to make money. It's the natural way you can make money. You know, like I said earlier, talent was a means for measurement of money. You as an individual, you are the talent. You have the talent inside. You are the money. You are the money. That's why these negative guys kidnap people for ransom, because the person is the money. Are we good? Now, talent could be a translation of what you do with your hand. Talent could be what you do with your mind by thinking. Talent could be what you do with your mouth and stuff like that. So people can be talented in several things. So what's your talent? Now, this is a big question. Talent and money. Talent and money. Talent equals to money. Yeah. Once your talent, it cannot be translated into monetary form. It is not talent. It's hobby. It's a hobby. When you cannot translate your talent into making money, it is nothing but a hobby. It's a hobby, bro. It's a hobby, my dear. It's a hobby. So talent, that means, should make money for you. So the question is this now. Do you know your talent? I'm coming to the end of tonight's class. So do you know your talent? What is that area of life you are good at? Tell me about your talent. If you know it, write it down for me. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Because sometimes we have neglected your gifts. You've neglected your talent because you are pursuing somebody else's success story. Because so and so person did music and did very well. But music is not your major talent. You just like music and so. And but possibly you are more into works of art, and then you leave it because you've tried your own area, it did not work very well, and then you see this other one, you jump into it. So you find that many of us have abandoned our project. What we are like the man with one talent who buried it. Who buried it? Are we good? So you are like a man with one talent who has buried it. So if you listen to me right now, I'd like you to tell me, what is your talent? What is your talent? Drop it to me on the comment section. Drop it on the comment section quickly, and on the YouTube or here on the Telegram. Just drop it for me. If someone says, I don't even know my talent, that's why you should go back. You should go back to the question. You should go back to this slide. What you do without stress, what you love to do, what you do efficiently, what you do exceptionally. Now, one of the best ways you can look at into these things, now look at what you do as a child. What is that thing you enjoy doing so much as a child? Tomorrow we're going to be talking about infantile wishes, and there's a program or idea developed by Sigmund Freud, a psychoanalytic philosopher and psychologist. So we're going to be looking into that tomorrow. So look at these talents right now. Ask yourself, what are you talented? Everybody has a talent. Everybody does. Everybody does, bro. There's no way you can say that you got nothing. Now, you got something. You got something. Some persons are good in organizing. They can organize. It's a talent. They are good in leading. They can organize people. They can package. Some persons are good in selling. They can market. Some persons are good in convincing. Some persons are good in speaking. Some persons are good in singing. Some persons are good in drawing. Some persons are good in handwork, crafts, bead, all those stuff. Some persons are good in fashion, designing. Some persons are good with business. They know how to just buy and sell. They just know how to go about it. So you all are good in something, You just have to look inside. You've got to look inside. Are we good? Are we good? So that is the basic thing I need you to understand about talent. So know that very sharp and clear thing about your talent. Is that okay? If you have a question, I'd like you to drop it in the comment section. Is that okay? And now, as we make progress and we'll be wrapping up this class right now, tomorrow, the next video is going to be kind of the next class. Subscribe to our YouTube channel quickly. If you've not done that, just go to iBeauty channel and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe now if you're watching this particular video right now. Do well to subscribe and click on the notification button, and so that you can get notified whenever we drop videos, because we do that. Because this is a special class and we have special programs every week for you. And then you can also follow me on Twitter. My name is D-GreatSam. Follow me on Twitter, Coach Great Sam. Coach Great Sam. Follow me on Twitter and go there and drop your questions and send me your questions. We have a program on YouTube called Just Ask. That means you ask me any question about life, bothering about religion, any question about life, and you can ask me. By God's grace, we can answer you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I want to say a very big thank you. Do well to drop your questions. The next we'll be talking about is now the other journey of life, self-discovery, which is purpose, understanding your purpose. And that's a very, very strong one. All right. Thank you so much. I'll catch you up when I see you, when I catch you up. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.